Good day everyone. Today we'll be continuing our discussion further with basic concepts of chemistry. So today we'll be discussing about a very easy topic, that is chemical formula, and we'll be discussing about the types of chemical formula. So kindly go through this topic. I'll be explaining it, but go through this topic from the textbook. So let us start with the chemical formula. So first of all, what is the chemical formula? A chemical formula is a combination of symbol of elements which represent one molecule of a substance. So what is the chemical formula? A chemical formula is a combination of symbol of elements which represent one molecule of a substance. So basically there will be symbols of various elements in a chemical formula which will show that the substance is made up of what all elements. So basically there are three types of chemical formula. The first is the empirical formula. Second is molecular formula. And there is one more type which we'll be studying later, structural formula also, or you'll call this structure later when we'll be dealing with chemical bonding chapter. So empirical formula, molecular formula and structural formula. So let us understand these one by one. So first of all is the empirical formula. Now what is empirical formula? Empirical formula is a formula which represents the simplest whole number ratio between the atoms of elements present in one molecule of a substance. Means it represents simplest whole number ratio between what? Between atoms of various elements present in one molecule of a substance. So let us understand empirical formula first. Let me rub this. I'll use the entire board. Empirical formula. Empirical formula. For example, C2H2. It is a compound we will discuss in organic chemistry. Let us take a compound or a substance C2H2. Now, the ratio between the atoms of the elements present in C2H2 is, it contains two atoms of carbon and two atoms of hydrogen. So the simplest whole number ratio between carbon and hydrogen will be 1:1. So the simplest whole number ratio will between the atoms of carbon and hydrogen will be 1:1. So when we write a formula which represents simplest whole number ratio between the atoms of the elements present in one molecule of the substance, that is known as empirical formula. So this is the simplest whole number ratio between atoms of what? Carbon and hydrogen present in this substance. So its empirical formula can be written as CH, where CH represents what? That the simplest whole number ratio between carbon and hydrogen is 1:1. Let us understand, means the empirical formula. Empirical formula for this compound will be what? CH. So its empirical formula will be CH. Let me write here empirical formula. So the empirical formula for C2H2 will be CH. Suppose let us consider NO2. Now the ratio between the atoms of nitrogen and oxygen present in NO2 is 1:2. Now this is the simplest whole number ratio. You cannot simplify this further. So the empirical formula will be NO2, because we cannot simplify this ratio further. In C2H2 we simplified it further to 1:1, because 2 cancel out, so it becomes 1:1. Now 1:2 you cannot simplify it further. So this is the simplest whole number ratio between the atoms of nitrogen and oxygen. So its empirical formula will be NO2. N2O4, for example, N2O4. Now it, or let us write the ratio between nitrogen and oxygen atom. The ratio between nitrogen and oxygen atoms will be 2:4. Now this is not the simplest whole number ratio. You can simplify it further. So the simplest whole number ratio will become how much? It will be 1:2. So its empirical formula will be what? NO2. So what I mean to say is, if the ratio between the atoms of the element is in its simplest form, then you cannot simplify it further, and then that formula becomes the empirical formula. But if the ratio between the atoms can be simplified further, then you can simplify it further to get the simplest whole number ratio, and in that case you will get some different empirical formula which will be different from the formula of the substance or formula given to you. So C for example, C2H2, the ratio can be simplified further, so it becomes CH. NO2, the ratio is 1:2 between the atoms of ratio between the atoms of nitrogen and oxygen. It cannot be simplified further, so it remains same, that is NO2. N2O4, now it can be simplified further. It is 2:4, it can become 1:2. So its empirical formula is NO2. So empirical formula can be same as the formula provided to you, or it can differ, or it can change depending whether the ratio between the atoms of the elements are in the simplest form or not. So this is about empirical formula. It is very easy and a very basic topic. Kindly go through it from the textbook. Just read through it from the textbook. So this is the first thing, or the empirical formula. Let us now proceed to the molecular formula. Now molecular formula, you all know. Molecular formula means, molecular formula contains the symbol, or molecular formula represents the symbol of the element contained in one molecule of the substance along with the number of atoms. Means it will show you the symbol of the elements also and the number of atoms present in one molecule. For example, molecular formula. For example, molecular formula for water is H2O, you know. Now what does this mean? Means water is a compound which is composed of hydrogen and oxygen, in which, or in one molecule of water, there are two atoms of hydrogen present and one atom of oxygen present. Similarly, molecular formula for different compounds is nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. These are all molecular formula showing you the elements present in one molecule of that substance along with the number of atoms of that element. Now, what is the difference between the molecular formula and the empirical formula which you have seen? In molecular formula, the ratio between the atoms of the element in the molecule may not be in their simplest form. It may not be in the simplest form, but in case of empirical formula, you have to reduce it in the simplest form, and then only you can write the empirical formula. So this is the difference between molecular formula and empirical formula. In case of molecular formula, the ratio between the atoms may or may not be in its simplest form, but in case of empirical formula, it will be in its simplest form. And the third one, which I have written, was structural formula. Now, structural formula is something which we'll be discussing in detail in chemical bonding chapter. So, what is structural formula? When you write H2O, it represents water molecule. So, the structural formula represents the orientation of the atoms. Which atoms? The atoms forming the compound. So, structural formula represents the orientation of the atoms forming the compound in space. Means it will show its structure in space, how it looks like when it is kept in three-dimensional space. For example, the structural formula for water is bent or V-shape. We'll be talking about this in chemical bonding chapter, what is bent or V-shape, and there are a lot of structures representing structure of various molecules. So this is structural formula. Structural formula basically gives you information regarding the orientation of the atoms in space which are forming the compound or which are forming the substance. The structural formula or the structure of the you can say compound depends upon a lot of factors which we will be seeing in chemical bonding chapter. So this is about chemical formula which we were talking about. So kindly go through this topic from the textbook, a very easy and a short topic, but sometimes these basic things are also asked in examinations. So today we'll keep it till here only. We'll continue further in the next class. Thank you so much.